hovering over. The classic combinations, but Yomwon, he's going to be the outlier here, playing on the Sombra.
Okay, so we're seeing a lot more Sombra play, which is fairly good on this map, considering, again, a lot of mega health packs to hack, and you can hide on the high ground too if you really want to. Problem is, to get onto the point as a Sombra can be a little bit risky. Anything can really reveal you, any splash damage, of course, if you are in stealth.
Dylan going to be playing around the central pillar here, wants to have a little bit of extra cover for his shield as Yomwon around
Wow.
the back. What in the world? What
O2 Blast all turned around at the same time to try and deal with Yomwon, and then instantly got taken out, although Krong is just fighting back. He missed to take out who? Leo is going to go down as well, so a bit more of an even trade. And Yomwon is still on the point as the Sombra, so he can go around almost freely hack people. OWC will end up falling as well, as Rain does chase him out. O2 Blast finding a semblance of a fight, even though they did lose a couple of players fairly early on.
What a curious series of events, but O2 Blast got 2 picked off so quickly, but could get the counter-attack. Maybe GEEKSTAR not allocating their resources as well as you could hope for them to have lost against an undermanned O2 Blast team. And Tuba ready straight away with that rally. There was a question as to how is his Brigitte. Looks like it's pretty good thus far. A reasonable replacement for Arrow.
EMP did come out. Only one person got hacked, it was Villeneuve. He's going to go fairly low. Another hack does come through onto Krong. That's just a vanilla hack, however. But Leo going down first up is very bad news for GEEKSTAR. A Shadow gets laid down, and the rest of GEEKSTARs are going to follow. Assassin to spawn. O2 Blast, perfect rotation there. Knew the EMP was coming in. Maybe saw Translocator uses that speed to get away. Villeneuve protected until the very end. And a perfect re-engagement too.
And not only that, only requiring a Earth Shatter and a rally to make that work as well. GEEKSTAR still behind in terms of getting towards those ultimates. Gableshire, maybe he will be able to get that Graviton Surge coming through here, but Leo's going to be able to play very aggressively compared to Villeneuve. He can try and take advantage of that, especially if Villain can be hit with that hack. Disengage, try and get away from a sand barrier. This is clean from GEEKSTAR's. Rain, maybe hoping that he could have saved that one.
Yeah, he's going to run into an Earth Shatter and a Graviton Surge coming out from GearBallC. Got to be careful now. They have got Transcendence to match it though, and Krong even has that self-destruct if they want to make sure no one from GEEKSTAR can touch them. Oh, grab comes in. It's going to hit the wall. Proper is already going to go down though, and a beat comes through from GEEKSTAR. Perfect shield turn from Leo to stop that Graviton Surge, getting mixed with a self-destruct. Both Reinhardts hit the deck, but Villeneuve does go down first as Assassin's able to just mop up. Yomwon as well during that fight was able to earn an EMP for the next one too. So good old staggering by GEEKSTAR. They do regain control of the point.
Like I said, it was a perfect shield turn from Leo to save his team, but also a good projected barrel to him to get from GearBallC to ensure that Tuba had no chance to use that shield bash to remove the shield from Leo and therefore the remainder of GEEKSTAR. Some great preventative measures there from the Xayah, especially given that we've seen GearBallC thus far mostly play on the D.Va instead of the Xayah.
And one setting up for another EMP, jumps straight in. This time more people are hacked, but not Villeneuve. He does get stunned up in the front lines. Can they actually round about on this? I'm not sure they can. Proper and Krong were able to back off. Same with Joy, who was hacked. He had a small bit of armor underneath his shielding, stops the Sombra doing a whole bunch of damage to him. GearBallC does use that Graviton Surge, attach it to the pillar. Assassin's going to find 2 kills. He swings on in. Leo's going to go down though, but the rest of GEEKSTAR are able to clean up. O2 Blast continuing to hold. But what do they have for the next point? Maybe they've ran out of juice here. O2 Blast are still managing to contest somehow. Joy and Proper using that Transcendence as leverage. We're able to just regain control. Proper finding 2 kills. O2 Blast might just find the flip.
Yeah, they will this time. They managed to draw that one out. We talked about Proper's praises. He's such a good Xayah. He's got such great tracking, a great brawling hero, of course. Leo was lost early there as well for GEEKSTAR, and now O2 Blast are in the driving seat. Only 10% away from having claimed Shrine here on the pool. GEEKSTAR need to win this next fight. They need to do it fast as well. They need to hit the point in less than 5 seconds.
Look at that grab. They grabbed them off point, but they were still able to contest to cause overtime. GearBallC goes down. Leo's going to follow. That beat from O2 Blast might just seal the deal. GEEKSTAR using that EMP, hits 5 members. Joy gets instantly evaporated as Tuba goes down as well. But no one was able to touch the point. Hu and Tommy ended up getting 2 kills, but it was all too little too late. GEEKSTAR forego it, and Shrine is taken by O2 Blast.
There's still some contest from between the teams here. We'll have to see where we go over to next. If it's Sanctum, could be a little bit different, but no, we'll be going over to Village. That's where we usually see a Mei, potentially a Sombra, but this is quite classic for 3-3 versus 3-3 clashes. The question is, will GearBallC go back towards the D.Va and allow Yomwon to pick up the Xayah duties, or will they stick with this particular composition so far? Yomwon could try and maybe just strain O2 Blast comms, knowing that they're running with a different Brigida to usual to potentially be a little bit harder to pin down. You usually rely on that Brigida with a shield bash or a whip shot to keep a check on the aggression of the Sombra.
Okay, so someone is going to have to get to the back line again. Just hack away somebody. He ends up getting Rain. Villian going fairly low already, but Leo just gets rounded upon. This is the thing. If you don't have the D.Va, there's so much less pressure in the front line. Yes, Hyunwon found the hack, but it was onto Rain. It wasn't onto any of the tanks to take away their utility. O2 Blast are going to win that fight. Because he ends up going down, and that'll be O2 Blast, and we're rotating to the point. It gets unlocked, and they should be able to find the cap.
Seems O2 Blast pretty intelligent, just know, hey, we've got a friendly constant 5v6 here, and no one's really going to be able to defend Leo. And crucially, Villain is able to consistently hit fire strikes because there's no chance of him being eaten. What are you guys doing? Why are you here?
What are you doing? Well, I don't think O2 Blast seems scared whatsoever. They're just going to charge ults.
That's a yikes from
yeah.
me.
And with that, Lucio going down first too. Went way too aggro.
Anyway, as I was saying before, there was some serious turbo inting going on. Villain is able to freely fire strike here because there's no one to eat up his fire strikes in terms of like a D.Va defense matrix, which is one of the most important uses of the defense matrix in a 3-3 composition, which means that he does have such an advantage on pressuring Leo through that shield. It means that he can very easily try and outmaneuver.
That's a nice EMP, but then still kept alive. Now look how much pressure Leo's under, holding the shield. Can't go aggro whatsoever. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to go down, and so is Assassin. That EMP hit 3 people. That's what you needed. It hit Krong and Villain.
Like, what's the plan here? You use the EMP and then what? Are you pressing W? Because I just saw EMP into Leo holding shield, and I don't understand, Jaws, what the plan of GEEKSTAR is right now. Leo's going to have to get some serious value off of this Earthshatter. Thankfully, Assassin almost has the rally, so we can get the speed boost to try and negotiate his way around from Villain's shield. But O2, they're armed to the teeth with ultimates. They can do whatever they want.
Okay, Krong gets hacked. So they've taken away his abilities, but that Graviton Surge is going to come through. Self-Destruct going to get inserted straight on top of it. Yeah, we'll see. Ends up going down. Joy is going to get killed, but look at that shatter. Perfect from Villeneuve, laying 4 members on their back. Beat is going to come through as the final moments do tick away, but O2 Blast still with priority. Proper's going to take out Assassin. They had to do something. Both the beat and the rally were used for O2 Blast. That means no one was going down quickly. 96% is going to tick up. Though he can touch the point. In fact, they're going to cause overtime. Youngwon jumps in. Graviton Surge being thrown onto the point as well. Lucio ends up falling for GEEKSTAR. Look at the Transcendence. Gable, she can't do anything. It's just a Xayah versus a shield. Finally, they end up touching, but it's all too late, unfortunately. Even the EMP was sent out by Youngwon at the end, but O2 Blast taking the map 2-0. So definitive. GEEKSTAR falling at the first hurdle.
And it seems like a dominant performance there. The second they sort of figured out what Youngwon was up to, they were like, oh, I guess that Leo just doesn't have a Xayah to defend him, and oh, rather, he doesn't have the D.Va to defend him. There's no knockback from the boosters there. There's nothing to combine with the incoming Graviton Surges. You can't get that burst damage, and when that burst damage isn't going to be an issue, that means you can more freely use your sound barrier. You don't have to worry about that incoming burst. Of course, you do have to worry about the EMP potentially, but they seem to really have a good idea of when they can engage.
These EMPs were... They went so well as well for GEEKSTAR. That was the thing.
Where do you follow?
Exactly. They were just... Leo was just getting out pressured more often than not. Yeah, he's just getting chased up on.
It's just like EMP into holding shield. When you see some W and M1 coming through here, Dobie got picked off at the beginning of one of those fights. And I was just like, what are you doing here? But I don't know what's going on with GEEKSTAR at the moment. It seems like the shot calling is sort of fractured. Like, maybe they need to bring Waffle back in, who was their primary Lucio the last time we cast him against Runaway, even though that was also a foray, but it seems like they were more together when they had Waffle calling.
The hacks are going on to, well, they're going on to key targets, but again, maybe the lack of aggression there. Maybe they need to change something up. Of course, we are going to go to a quick break. They can talk together. They can just decide what they need to do. Just hack the Reinhardt. That's my advice. But we'll have to go to a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you for map number 2 very soon. Hey guys, welcome back. This is O2 Blast versus GEEKSTAR. Right now, O2 Blast 1-0 up in the series with quite a dominating performance on Nepal, taking the entire little map set 2-0.
Yeah, right now, Villain looks like he's manhandling Leo. Leo doesn't really have the support that he needs right now. Doby needs to either have those disengages or maybe I need to have Yomon go back over onto Zaya. Get Gablesi back onto the Diva maybe so that you have a little bit more of that 3-3 flexibility. You can just go in as a actual death ball. Right now, we seem fractured. GEEKSTAR shot calling definitely needs a little bit of brushing up.
Yeah, Young Mom, obviously we've seen him on the Sombra 2 maps in a row so far. Maybe they do switch over. Maybe they do switch over to Diva. It maybe makes a little bit more sense. That way you can have the pressure on to the shield, and then you can kind of force your way in that way, in that way there, rather than relying on a hack or relying on an EMP, because they're just not coming. And if they are, the problem is there's no follow-up after that, really. Blizzard World will be our next map, of course, for this week's map pool.
Yeah, Yomon seems to be getting the EMPs, but is he getting EMPs on that many people because O2 Blast are just identifying when they can go in and then they all just get caught in the EMP, but by the time they're there, they're just doing the damage they need to? There's a potential that that's why Yomon's getting good EMPs. Like, we've seen Yomon try to take the initiative and he gets maybe 3 people. The rest of GEEKSTAR are like, what do we do now? I guess I don't have abilities. That's cool. That means we can disengage better. Forehead.
That means we can run away quicker. Wow. Blizzard World build the map. Again, you can see a little bit of Sombra, of course, but
I don't
makes
see
way
any
more sense
substitutions right now.
No subs to be had. O2 Blast will be on the offense first. GEEKSTAR on the defense.
To see if anything's going to be proffered in some kind of new rollouts right now. Absolute concentration right now on the face of GEEKSTAR. Got to try and turn this around. Lost and found Vikings, hopefully going to be finding some hope. Some shot calling.
That's one of Blizzard's first games.
Yeah.
FYI.
Very difficult to play in Heroes of the Storm. Way too complicated for my tiny MOBA brain.
I was never very good at MOBAs either. I was kind of terrible at like first-person shooter has always been kind of what I do.
I was an MMO guy.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you got WoW. Well,
yeah,
you don't even have that.
I've got WoW.
Yeah, I got WoW. I'm allowed to play that sometimes.
Yeah, O2 Blast right now, hovering over a couple of DPS, but they're probably just playing with us right now. But I would be excited to see Tuba go back on the Junkrat. Last time I cast Tuba in the Nexus annual finals, he was one mean Junkrat. That was when Junkrat was just in his like fully broken state. But GEEKSTAR look like they're going back to classic. Gablesi back on the Diva. Yomon, he's had enough of the Sombra. Back
okay,
on the Zaya.
A very different rollout. Yes, okay. I think Villain went out on the Roadhog there to see if there was any shenanigans happening, maybe? Or scouting Diva. I was going to say Youngwon jumping onto the Sombra. Maybe if they hook him and kill him, it would have been a very
they're playing with Proper on the Zaya, on the Ana as well. So maybe they're looking for a sleep into a hook, get an early pick onto a scouting Diva. You see already Villain just going to start swinging. He's trying to claim as much space as possible. Leo's under huge pressure again.
Look, he just gets booped away around this corner, and now he has to play so passive. And that forces the rest of GEEKSTAR to actually aggress on O2 Blast because they now have priority position on the point. Leo finally gets a full HP once again. Swings a couple of times. Instantly has to hold shield. Shield's already dead. Proper was just firing into the same with Krong. And with the boop kill on Assassin, that's going to end the team fight extraordinarily quickly. It's like we're watching him run away again. Just take this point so fast. Ooh. Proper just
absolutely tracked. And there we saw the second Leo went down, GEEKSTAR had to get super aggressive trying to take out the last sliver of Villain's health, and in doing so they just went into the waiting clutches of O2 Blast. Really quick first point there. We'll get another 2 minutes and 30 seconds on their time bank. Took maybe a minute and 10 seconds to claim that first point. 5 minutes to go on point B. GEEKSTAR gonna look for some semblance of stability right here. Yomwon does have almost Graviton Surge available. Proper's gonna be able to bring it out much more quickly. O2 Blast looking at going into this next fight with 6 ultimates. So GEEKSTAR, they might just have to try and get an early economy push here, not use much, maybe use a rally to force out so much from O2 Blast.
Of course, you can build that rally very quick, so that wouldn't be the worst option in the world. Assassin's gonna do it, but that big shatter is gonna hit 3 people. Luckily though, Who actually gets off that Transcendence. Didn't end up going down to it, but the rest of his team are just gonna die on the payload. Leo was trancing that whole time, but the perfect target calling from O2 Blast does end the lives of at least 2 GEEKSTAR members before the fight even really got going.
I would have preferred if they just used a rally and kept hold of that Transcendence. They must know that O2 Blast have so many ultimates ready to go, and now no Transcendence available to try and deal with Graviton Surge, but of course it would not do much against the burst damage of Krong and his self-destruct. So if O2 Blast can effectively remove the shield of Leo, there should be a free wipe from him in the coming fight, unless Yomon and GEEKSTAR can pull out something incredibly magical on the next fight.
Oh, Opera is posturing right now, just making sure he doesn't get eaten all up. Just keeping an eye on the mech and the defense matrix. Leo backing his way into that corner behind that small tree, just trying to stop that incoming fire. But look how O2 Blast are playing up. Diva's in the back line. Speaking of Divas, there's the self-destruct right on top of Leo's shield. Doesn't quite get him, and actually a Graviton Surge is launched in by GEEKSTAR as well. They're going to net one kill with a self-destruct, but Krong's still running amok in the back line. Finds 2 kills now as Leo ends up going down as well. O2 Blast still walking through GEEKSTAR. They haven't lost the fight just yet. Still have ults. Well, they will have ults to work with in the next fight. Got the Shatter on line 2, as well as that rally. GEEKSTAR invested heavily into that fight. You can see most ultimates below the 30% mark.
Well, 5 minutes for stage 3, Jaws. It's going to be a ride. GEEKSTAR needs to strap in. Jaws is going to... just a bit of a trade there. That is experiencing absolute balance between those Zenyatas right there. O2 Blast going to claim a little bit of distance as well as payload moving forward. Want to get a little bit of that space, but Villain doesn't want to trade his shield health for anything just yet. He knows that if he throws out a Fire Strike, he's just going to feed Assassin and Dobby's ultimates when he does already have that Earth Shadow ready to go.
Okay, then play in the corner. Like you said, want to keep that shield at maximum HP. They know GEEKSTAR haven't really got a lot to work with now. The Shadow does land. It goes straight to the shield. Nice block by Leo, and now they can maybe go aggressive. Proper is going to move forward as he's very close to a Graviton Surge of his own. 99% ticks over, but so does Youngwon. Whoever pulls the trigger first will more often than not end up winning the team fight, especially if they've got their Reinhardt alive. Villain does get taken down in the end, and Krong goes for the quick reset.
I've got to give credit there to GEEKSTAR. He managed to get into the backline for a long time. He was just pouring so much damage into Villainy, and that meant that Villainy could be aggressive on. Even if he got healed up all the way up to that high health, there was nothing to be able to defend him a second time. That's what we often see with the 3-3. You see like the fake out attacks, and then the real attacks after resources get used, such as projected barrier onto a Reinhardt or a Diva.
Tuba's already dead. OWC is able to take him out. That Transcendence from Joy. Just on the retreat, it's like, okay, we can escape free.
A minute and a half already elapsed for O2 Blast on their attack right here. So a huge time back remaining for 3rd point, but this is the stability that GEEKSTAR wanted, and they're doing it cheaply, Jaws, only using an Earth Shadow right there. They can now try and go for their Graviton Surge into self-destruct combination.
There's the grab. It finds 2. Tuba jumps in as well. They're going to have to find the slam. They don't quite get it, but they still manage to kill Tuba. 250 HP. There's no match for the rest of GEEKSTAR. All right, so now they're fighting back. Just fighting on this corner. They've got a couple ults to work with, but they are support ults. 3 of them, in fact. O2 Blast have the combo, though. Self-destruct with that grab. The bigger bang combo coming through soon. Yeah, GEEKSTAR are all out of offensive tools right now. It's going to be all about just trying to punish mistakes from O2 Blast. Maybe get a little bit of punishment on their aggression using Discord Orb and Rally, potentially. GEEKSTAR for now just going to play behind Leo. There's the grab. Transcendence comes in, as well as a beat from GEEKSTAR to make sure they see it through. Self-destruct doesn't net any kills. Leo just bouncing backwards. A desperation shatter from Villain is going to go straight into Leo's shield, who's now earned a shatter of his own. Proper goes down, but Leo wants to fight this fight, Harry. Look at how he's moving forward. A nice boop actually onto Villain, takes him out, secures the kill for Youngwon. They do end up winning another fight. Half of O2's time back now, disappearing. Yeah, 5 minutes became 2 minutes and 10 real quick right here. GEEKSTAR just dug in their heels and said, we're not moving from here, but that took all 3 of their supportive ultimates to try and keep themselves in that fight. So now O2 Blast have a lot more sustain moving into the next fight, but once again, down on those defensive ultimates, GEEKSTAR are coming up on theirs. Just the dance of 3-3, the ebb and the flow. Now the ball is in GEEKSTAR's court, but O2 Blast are going for a big rotation here. They no longer want to play around this corner. Instead, they're going to try and have a little bit of a switcheroo, and now GEEKSTAR are going to be playing where you usually see the attackers. O2 Blast can be able to pressure the car from here, but they're going to have to remove GEEKSTAR before they can move it. Oh, there's the grab. They walk straight into it. Tuba going very low. Forced to use the beat there to make sure he doesn't go down. Oh no! Leo gets sent over the edge. Rain finds the boot. Self-destruct launched into the edge to try and find some sort of a kill. Tuba ends up going down, so they trade 1 for 1. But a main tank falling for GEEKSTAR is very, very bad news. Plus, he's actually trapped now. He has to get back to the team fight, and he's on the wrong side of the map. Both Transcendences have also been used, and now Proper's in a nice little advantage. He does have the Graviton Surge available to him, Leo's going to make himself known in the front lines, and O2 Blast flipping themselves over again, facing towards their spawn. Graviton Surge is thrown out on top of Leo. There's no semblance of help on top of him, but Villeneuve as well ends up going down. What is happening in this fight? The car is still in contestation as O2 Blast finally find the kills that they need.
GEEKSTAR didn't put too much into that though. Proper there used for solo grab on Leo once again, which means Yeonwon is going to have a huge advantage here. Not going to be able to combine it though with the self-destruct. Krong's going to have the only available D.Va ultimate, and Leo can potentially strike a little bit earlier with that Earth Shatter, especially if he wants to swing into Yeonwon's grabs thereafter and get a second attempt, especially if they can get a little bit of pressure onto Villain's shield.
Uh-oh. Leo has the Shatter though, plus they have that grab. This could end it right here. It's only 20 seconds remaining, Harry. Villain is very close to a Shatter of his own. He just managed to get it. The Shatter goes out, but it gets cancelled. Self-destruct going to come through as well. There's going to be a beat from GEEKSTAR to make sure they can actually find something in this fight. Plus, they have that Transcendence to rely on too. It's going to come out to make sure no one goes down after the Shatter landed, but a big bomb from Krong. Perfect shield bash onto Assassin to end his life. The bomb comes out from GEEKSTAR, but there's nothing to combo with it. O2 found the fight that they needed. One person after one person just sacrificing themselves onto the payload to try and find something. But only 0.4 meters now remain for O2 Blast to sink it on home. It is going to be an OT, Harry. Not really the situation they wanted to be in. But GEEKSTAR, what a defense. 5 minutes.
5 minutes to just like, you know what? You may have got 1 and 2, but 3... This is where we rule. This is where the geeks really are the stars. O2 Blast will, however, get the full completion. GEEKSTAR now, their win condition is not only for a full completion, but to do it with over a minute of a timeout. If they can do that, they will get a 3-second attack without O2 Blast getting any... That threw me off for a second. Those look kind of appetizing, actually. What kind of fruit do you think is that in the left hand?
It's blueberry. Absolutely blueberry, Harry.
Well,
I forget you don't know your fruits and your veg. Or maybe your veg.
I know my veg, I don't know that many fruits.
That does honestly surprise me.
Well, which is really strange, because back home I live really near a farm where you can just pick so many different berries.
And we can't really read anything here, so
yeah,
it's kind of hard for you to decipher fruit when you go to the supermarket.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is Cyrillic.
I can't understand any of this. But I know what this cauliflower is. And that is all that matters.
I can identify broccoli, that'll do me.
GEEKSTAR now on the offense, O2 Blast on the defense. Man, 5 minutes, like I mentioned, being held off. It's quite a feat, considering how Control went. Now we want to see what GEEKSTAR want to run out with. It's probably going to be the same thing you can imagine, but they could flex Yeonwon onto this Sombra, but again, after the performance of Control, maybe not.
A hold on any point here for O2 Blast will place them onto match point as we move into Assault after our half time. But for now, Yeonwon hovering over on that Pharah, likely won't stay on it for long, I imagine. No, he's just playing with us.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a scalp, potentially.
Why do we do this? Come on. GEEKSTAR going to be rolling on forwards. O2 Blast going to be staying on the high ground right now. Dobby's also going to be challenging that out of the feet of the statue as O2 Blast will go for their rotation. Going to stick into that little crevice where we often see Reinhardt's use to give their shields cover and ensure they can try and win out these shield battles. I want to see a fake out here from GEEKSTAR, get the old 1-2 rotation.
Yeonwon already, nice little grab percentage required, already up to 40%.
Look at Yeonwon.
Uh-oh. But then he, oh my goodness, Rain with the boop in the backside does manage to catch Yeonwon, and Leo goes down as well. This is the rotation we were talking about, but Rain just had it in him, he knew. He just went around the back trying to find a boot.
I wanted a fakie, but only Yeonwon was on that page. Everyone else was like pushing around the main area, and Yeonwon's just like, hey guys, what's going on over here? Just gonna get some old charge, don't mind me. It turns out they mind. They really do mind. Villain well ahead now on that Earth Shadow. He's going to be able to really take the initiative here against Leo. He's going to be feeling a little bit anemic, a little bit weak in comparison with only the 40% to his name. Looking proper, he's just fearless, straight in there. Will have the ability to disengage with the help of his Reinhardt and Lucio, of course, who isn't going to be in too much danger right now, but does want to not give GEEKSTAR a huge amount of opportunity to try and punish him and bring out those bubbles while the personal's not there.
Only slightly behind is Yeonwon on his grab. 20% away, of course. Wow, Leo going super low already. Got to be a little bit more careful than that, friends. Ooh, I thought he was going to lay down the Shadow at any moment. Of course, he's only at 60%. Speaking of Shadows, Villain, he's going to lay down his. Villain finds a couple of people, and that's going to send them straight into the Graviton Surge as well from Proper. Deadly tank combo. Very, very hard to sustain yourself through. Even Who throughout his Transcendence there. Didn't mean a whole lot as the rest of O2 Blast were able to just cleave through the grab.
Yeah, that target pressure you can get with the Discord of just focusing onto one person, you can get so much done. May not have DPS heroes, but tanks do a lot of damage as well. GEEKSTAR will be forced to reset there.
Look how Proper's playing. It's like straight up to the spawn at this point. I've never seen a Zaya play so
He knows the GEEKSTAR resetting, but there's no one who can really challenge him out unless who gets a big charge on. Charged right click onto him, but of course GEEKSTAR only used Transcendence of our last fight, so they're now in a good position to use 5 ultimates. They will be able to be incredibly strong in the face of danger with Assassin and Dobby being able to use for Rally and the Sandbarrow respectively, but O2 Blast can usually get the drop on them here, especially if Krong puts Earth Shadow over the top. Oh, they managed to catch him out!
5-man shatter! O2 Blast didn't see it coming. The beat from Rain to try and save them, but Leo
Joy just peeking around like, oh no.
Comes up big. O2 Blast. They're going to get wiped off the face of Blizzard World. GEEKSTAR are going to claim control of the point.
Oh, the second that Joy someone goes like, oh, I've made a big mistake. It was at this moment he knew that he'd messed up. O2 Blast going to have to waylay their plans for a first point hold right here. Move on to second, 3 minutes and 22 currently in the bank here for GEEKSTAR, and they have a potential combination. But so do Proper and Krong. The question is who will be better on their execution. Villain and Leo can both be shut down on their potential charge throughs to remove shields by Graviton Surges or potentially by Shield Bashes as well.
Speaking of grabs, that is a 5-man. One-Source is off to the side. Leo finds a nice couple of kills. Easy cleanup. Ult after roll, and he earns himself another shatter in the meantime as well. Nice little roll on from GEEKSTAR.
So we call the cyclical ult generation. You can get the Earth Shatter from swinging into the grab. You can get the grab from burning down people who are taken down by the Earth Shatter. I have to see if O2 Blast will be able to bring up something a little bit better on the defense right here. I'm not a fan of Proper's grab usage right there. Everyone was so close, it meant that Leo was already swinging. He'd done so much damage. I don't think there was any scenario in which they were going to win out that fight with that Graviton, to be honest, Jaws.
3-3 being 3-3 can take fights fairly early. Self-destruct launched into the back line. Assassin's already down for GEEKSTAR. They're going to have to back off rather fast. Leo's shield instantly goes down as well. 35 HP. He's okay. No orb from the back line from Joy. He's all good. He's all good. GEEKSTAR going to back all the way to spawn. O2 Blast. See how far they want to hold up here. Remember, the car is actually moving back in this instance too, so this is very much in the advantage of O2 Blast to stay where they are right now.
If I were Leo, I would have reset to spawn, but I'm probably more of a coward than he is, I guess. He was just like playing at that corner. He had like 100 health. You know what? I'm going to try this. I'm just going to hold up the shield. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. But now O2 Blast, they once again have control. But GEEKSTAR trying to out-rotate, and they will reach the cart first. Now O2 Blast are basically attacking onto the cart, while GEEKSTAR are going to have the additional healing of being near the payload. And that's about 10 to 12 HPS, but it can make the difference, Jaws.
They move back a little way, which is fairly nice. There's the Shatter, hits 3 people once again. Transcendence from up high from Joy to make sure they survive it for the time being, at least. They've got to be careful, though, because Xianwan, he's only just heard his Graviton Surge. All he needs to do now is net a couple of people. Pins it to the wall so he can't get eaten either. Tuba is going to get surrounded upon and easily taken down, but another Graviton Surge comes out, this time from Proper. 2 support ults layered on top of each other for GEEKSTAR, but I think that's all that they need. Proper gets taken out in the very end of it all. It was a nice grab from Proper to try and find the fight, but GEEKSTAR end up capping the payload. 2 minutes and 30 now remain.
It's not 5 minutes, Jaws, but it is something for GEEKSTAR. They are looking to try and complete here on Blizzard World. If they can do it with more than a minute, they will get that free attack, as I mentioned before. If less than a minute, we will be going into extra innings. If they can't complete, O2 Blast will find themselves on match point. They're going to find themselves getting aggressive at the moment. Villeneuve moving on forward, but he's got to be careful. Leo once again has that shadow ready to go. He's been very good at landing them thus far.
Self-destruct in the back. Doesn't quite net anybody just yet. Leo used that shadow as well, just completely denied away. Speaking of denial of health bar there from Yeonwon, taking out the main tank. So now they're moving around this corner. O2 Blast have to back off, wait for the respawns.
Who's doing such a good job of building up another quick Transcendence as well. Joy doing a lot of damage. Krong potentially try and combine this with his Graviton Surge, but for now it doesn't look like both of our teams are going to be looking for a vanilla engagement, try and play chicken with the other. GEEKSTAR needs to try and win this in the next fight, potentially if they want that big win condition.
Krong has got that self-destruct, only just now as Proper Graviton Surge come online. So they can combo it, yes. Haven't found really anything to start us off with over the last couple of fights. They need to do something right here, right now. This cart is moving ever so close to the final payload. Self-destruct launched in with the Graviton Surge. Shield has been turned. Someone gets booted away like a mile away. Leo ends up going down to the Shatter. O2 Blast still moving forwards. They managed to find one in Rain as Dolby ends up falling, but now O2 Blast is running on through. This is the defense that they needed. Rain finds a nice couple of boop kills, but with only a minute remaining, GEEKSTAR have only got one tank ult to make this sink. They need to be able to land it on Villain. However, problem is, O2 right now, they've only got one support ult to work with, Harry.
And they do. It's going to have to be all about Rain and the sand barrier. Earned it from the knockoff there onto Dobie, and then managing to figure out a second kill with boops as well. He will be able to control the aggression of O2 Blast, who could get incredibly aggressive and try and overwhelm Leo here, but Leo's ready to put him down on the ground with that Earth Shadow. Question is, will he be able to negotiate his way around Villeneuve's shield?
Oh, no, they will not. Graviton Surge locks all of GEEKSTAR in place, but that beat makes sure they survive. Leo wasn't quite so lucky. A self-destruct into the slam. Oh, this is bad news. Villeneuve is going to be able to march on forward now, but cannot do any damage as there's too much healing coming out from Who. It earned another Transcendence. Assassin and Yeonwon finding kills of their own as GEEKSTAR determined to lend this payload into this third point. Another self-destruct comes through, but Krong's mech was actually on the other side of the wall. Didn't find all of anything, and GEEKSTAR are able to cap. Make sure this round goes. Make sure this map goes into extra innings. Both teams, though, finishing in an overtime does mean they're going to get a minute apiece to attack with now.
Great knockback there from Assassin onto Tuba, making sure that he couldn't contest. A long-range whip shot, good aim, managing to control the potential for contesting from O2 Blast. We'll have to see who's going to be attacking first. It's like it may well be O2 Blast who have to set the pace right here, returning to our previous attacks. And O2 Blast were a lot more dominant on the first 2 points when we saw GEEKSTAR be. GEEKSTAR, of course, were relying on the clutch plays of exploiting the aggression of Joy and then landing a 5 or 4-man shadow with Leo. That was what won them the first point, rather than a straight up 3-3 versus 3-3 fight.
No Sombra to be seen. This is the change-up they potentially needed. Realized that they had to have the Diva in this instance.
It does mean that Leo is actually surviving a lot longer. So it seems like GeeKSTAR is doing a really good job of keeping Leo nice and safe, probably eating quite a few of those fire strikes. Like, it takes away 20% of your health as a Reinhardt, so you cannot afford to have those freely moving into you, especially if you need to hold up your shield. You've got that lesser amount of movement speed, because of course your movement speed is halved, far harder to dodge.
Standard 3-3 from O2 as they roll out the gate. Remember, only a minute remains. So they're going to have to make this single attack work. It only takes 3-3, about that, to actually build up any sort of semblance of ultimates, really. So we'll see if this only turns into one fight.
See, Tuba, for now, hasn't used his armor pack. Will maybe use it for
reinforcement.
Oh my Won't use it to save Proper, though.
Instant kill onto Proper. You saw him, like, the shield got slammed, I believe. Villain's shield was completely negated with the shield bash, and then instantly Prop had a Discord orb on him and instantly taken out. So 23 seconds now remain they need to touch. GeeKSTAR not holding far forwards though, like O2 blasted in their defense.
Yeah, O2 Blast now no longer have the luxury of being able to set up the optimal attack. They're just going to have to rush onto point and hope they can brawl out there in a good place. Proper's going to be well behind in terms of Graviton charge. Look at how far Yeonwon is ahead. He could just put their hopes in the grave with a Graviton Surge, which he already has.
Oh, Leo ends up going down though. This Graviton Surge is going to have to stick. The Transcendence is going to come out from Joy, who earned this incredibly quickly. A rally is going on from Assassin, so GeeKSTAR have a little bit more defense to their name, and Villain's going to go down as well. Another Transcendence, but this time on who? Beat is going to get matched by Rain as he throws it out. No one going down just yet, but Proper's nearing a grab of his own, has just earned it. He was just carving people away. No, there was no shield really to forego all this damage. Leo is back into the fray as O2 Blast continue to contest.
He's lost Assassin, but now overtime's in session. O2 Blast need to remain on the point, but they could be faced with the self-destructive Gearbolt in just a moment. And of course, Yeonwon's already caught up with Proper in terms of building up towards the Gravitons.
Krong's mech is dead. A Graviton Surge is going to come in. 3 people are caught up, and look at the damage coming through from Joy and Villain, just throwing their hammer and orbs in. Another Transcendence from Joy as he earned it in the previous fight. Still staggering onto the point are both teams, but look at Villain, he has to play so safe now, has to hold shield up, and Joy gets rounded upon. They're going to get pushed away. No way Villain could protect 2 supports like that, not on his own. So close were O2 winning that fight. 2 Transcendences plus a grab from Proper. Not even a tick was acquired either.
Just like, I transcended twice, guys. Are we winning yet? Maybe we could have seen potentially Proper be a little bit more trigger happy on that Graviton Surge. He held onto it for a while, and that allowed for Yeonwon to basically catch up in terms of Graviton Surge charge. Maybe if he used it onto maybe one or two squishy targets like Zenyatta and Brigitte, then it would have been easier, but he used it after Leo got back, as far as I can see, and then there was a big shield in the way. It did mean it wasn't able to do quite as much damage. Of course, who had a Transcendence ready to go as well. O2 Blast just not being able to win that one out, so now they're hoping for the draw, Jaws. GEEKSTAR, if they can accrue a single tick, they will even us up as we go into our halftime.
They need 33%, of course. I was wondering how Naxxramas is like hovering like that, but it does hover in game, of course. Magic, I assume. It looks like a giant balloon, to be fair, but it's got water running off it, so I'm also very confused about that.
Well, to be fair, that there is established propulsive technology in Overwatch, which basically all the cars use.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
probably held up by that.
Yeah, it's not beyond the headcanon of myself. It would be held by that. Nice bit of overhead camera there.
That is pretty nice.
Showing off the wonderful gardens of Blizzard World.
They get ruined more often than not by the attackers trampling all over the flowers. Pity. It's a pity.
They are very careless when it comes to garden decoration. Who will be leading the charge right here for GEEKSTAR? Sticking in the back is going to exchange a couple of orbs with Joy already. Half the time bank of GEEKSTAR is gone. They're looking for perfect incision here, and they're already going to have one chance to do it. If they get picked now, it could be all over for their hopes of a win.
All right, they were waiting for that speed boost to rush them around the corner. Villain's shield already really low. Same with Leo's though. Being rather passive right now. Both Reinhardt's normally up in each other's face, just waiting for one of them to make a mistake. Look who's in the back line though. Oh my goodness, you don't want to be that far already. GableShe's mech is going to go down. Assassin and Villain end up trading, so GEEKSTAR now have the shield advantage in terms of that Reinhardt. Villain falling super low. Oh, Joy with the trance again. Super early, just forces them back. They took too long. Young one's going to go down. Someone's on the point indeed. But they don't even get a half the 33% they actually need either. Who's going to fall? GableShe's going to fall as well. The overtime's going to dig through, and O2 Blast end up defending also. A draw on Blizzard World, not something you usually see.
I love the bend and snap back there from O2 Blast. Just, okay, we've lost Villain, but what we're going to do is we're just going to get that counter attack after. We're going to wait until Joy gets his Transcendence, then we're going to slam into Leo with so much force, just put everything into destroying him. You can see him there, Joy using the Transcendence. Everyone's just like, okay, I guess we're going to absolutely destroy Leo now.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing really they could do about it either. Again, they got speed boost. If you have speed boost priority too, you can't escape from the enemy just speeding on top of you. A draw on Blizzard World after O2's dominating first point and second point cap. They weren't able to get a 33% on first to end out the map. So that will be a draw, which does mean O2 Blast are still in the driving seat in this game. Or in the series even. 1-0 scoreline to set us up into the half.
Seeming like Yeonwon has now forgone his previous dream of becoming a Sombra God, just picked up the Zyrig. It seems like going for 3-3 versus 3-3 here is what's working out a lot better for the side of GEEKSTAR. And Leo is surviving a lot better as well.
That he is. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. Map number 3 coming up on your screens very soon.